this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
3 weeks in a row. 3 weeks in a row. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, one of us has got to be able to form coherent sentences.
Yeah. One of us has been busy at work again, so you know.
Yes.
And also just
And it's
out.
warm.
It is extremely warm. That's what I was just going to say. So just in case anybody hears any background noise, yes, I have broken the rule and I have got my windows open. My bedroom door shut, so the dog is suffering for this entertainment at the moment. But yes, my bedroom windows are open. And if you hear any background noise, tough. Because I am so hot, it's unbelievable. I know.
So you found that you've hit that luxuriant rich tea colour that you always find when the sun is out.
Yes, I have, yes. Legs are still as white as ever, though. Paper's got nothing on me, darling.
I just want to point out I have the window shut. Some of us are professional around here.
Oh, well, that's because some of us are scared of the other person, but the other person did say, I am definitely leaving my windows open. So I did give you a clue that you could leave yours open as well if you wish to. But also,
I'm all right. Yeah.
You're fine because, you know, you're a northerner and you're tough.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I can handle the sun. You reflected. So
yes, I do. To be honest, it's not the sun that's pissing me off.
It's just the heat, isn't it?
It's the heat, yeah. Because I don't know if it's the same where you are, but there's like literally no air. It's like a dry heat, and it's so sticky and horrible. Look, oh.
Yeah, it is rather like that at the moment here, but it's, I've got to mention, I prefer it to the rain. So the only thing we could do is a little bit of rain just to give the plants some nice watering. But I'll take this while we get it. I think it's going to rain on Friday, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Something for me to look forward to. Well, if it rains down here anyway, it might not rain because, you know, although we live in the same country, it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get the same weather, does it? Because there's like 6 hours between the two of us. So
it might get hotter and hotter where you are, and just hotter and hotter until you're able to fry eggs on the...
On my leg. Yeah. Put a fork in me, I'm done. So how have you been then?
I've not been too bad, apart from the constant cough. It doesn't seem to want to shift. But other than that, I'm not actually not been doing too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad either, thank you. I'm still, well, because obviously Salty Tadpoles, just let you into a little secret. Episode 300 is looming its way around the corner. So if you, just also, this is a good moment to say to you guys, if you haven't been onto our social media, we have put a post out there to say we'd love your feedback as to what your favourite parts of the podcast are, you know, anything really. You know, try and be as kind as possible. That would be nice. But we've already got some really lovely answers, but... You know, the more the merrier, because that's less that we have to do, but obviously we have to think of some ourselves.
I keep expecting an influx of people saying the favourite part is the end.
Oh, no, I think people enjoy this
that
podcast.
Goodbye bit.
Indeed. Sorry.
Yes. And if anyone wishes to put in a kind word for Gemma to stop saying indeed, feel free to.
No, because that's mine and Andy's little joke. We love it, so we're not going to stop it.
Fair enough. I mean, you know, small things, amusing small minds. Oh, yes, I went there, tadpoles.
You did. Well, you know, I was talking to Andy, or you don't know, but I was talking to Andy earlier. And I said, you know what, if we ever took this podcast on the road, so to speak, on the road again with Gemma, James and Andy and James. Anyway, if we ever took the road on the road and we did like, I don't know, a stage performance, not that we ever have got an audience big enough to fill a, you know, whatever, but, you know, maybe, you know, tiny corner somewhere. But anyway, I said that it would be the Indeed tour.
It might well be. I couldn't possibly comment.
Yes. Well, yes, no, definitely. But that's many, many moons down the road. And anyway, you asked me how I am. Yeah, I'm all right. Mm-hmm. So as I was saying about obviously episode 300, we're all doing a little bit of prep work, but yes, I need to pull my finger out and do a lot more of the prep work, and I haven't started yet. So you might not hear me on another couple of episodes because I'm hoping to say, can somebody else take over for a bit so that I can get the prep work done? But at the same time, if you do hear me, then that's a bonus. That means I've done it. Or somebody else can't record and then I have to jump in. But
one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. It's normally the latter, but yeah. But no, so it is going to be a really, really fun episode. There is a lot of planning involved. And yes, this podcast has finally planned something. It potentially is going to go tits up, which is worth a watch and listen as well. And it will be a video on YouTube as well. So if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, why not head on over now? James clearly enjoyed my my promotional work there. So
I did. That's why I shut up so much. I was also hoping my webcam's still working perfectly as you said it. So.
Well, you got plenty of time to check. So
that's true.
Yes. So we'll maybe do a recording with visual so that we can actually check if it's recording. If not, you might have to pop to the shop.
Oh, dear God. She's so harsh, isn't she, Tadpoles?
I know.
As I told her earlier this week, she's basically tempted Tom Lee Jones from the future when it came to me giving her some money towards the podcast. She's just like, she's relentless. She never stops. She's actually like the Terminator, in fact. Polar opposite, actually. She was very, very good to me.
I was going to say, I really wasn't. I was very good. I definitely left enough time in between asking. But anyway, let's not air our dirty laundry on the podcast, James. Not real stuff, anyway.
Not real life stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know whether to crack on into it now or we do some fun stuff first, but I have got major Codswallop. So...
What a shocker.
I know. But this is probably going to bring out a bit of the proper gem Hulk. Because, with this podcast, I've always said we don't get political. We try to keep politics away from the situation, from the podcast, sorry, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. And we don't need to see it. And we don't need to listen. Well, we do need to see it, I suppose, in a way, because we need to know what's going on. But at the same time, when you put on a podcast, you don't necessarily want to hear about it all the time.
But the other thing is, and it's something I think it was Michael Jordan said, or it might have been Shaq, that there's always going to be one lot of your listeners who lean one way, one lot of your listeners who lean another way. So you don't particularly want to alienate either party. Either thing that people are into by going political. Yeah,
absolutely. But also, like I sort of mentioned to you in our messaging earlier, this isn't dirty laundry, don't worry, guys. But I said that at the same time, we are all entitled to our own opinion. Because if we didn't have different opinions, then the world would be a boring place. So
it's true. And she was so rageful that my phone actually melted in my hand.
And that wasn't because of the heat.
That was just the pure rage coming through.
Right, so did you have any Codswallop before I go on to mine?
Not that I can think of. Okay. No, not that I can think of.
Well, in that case, I will crack on. So my Codswallop this week is the Just Oil protesters who bloody covered, I'm so angry, but covered Stonehenge with orange paint powder. Okay, it was paint powder, and so technically it can come off when it rains next and stuff like that. But it's just the fact that because it's such an old landmark, I mean, it was some people say it was the original form of a clock. Because, in the days when it was actually created, people used the sky and light and stuff like that to actually be able to sort of know what the time was. So it was one of those things that it was kind of like the original clock. There's other people that say that aliens put it there. So there's, some sort of mystery. Nobody really knows. There's like masses of history with this technically natural, man-made, but natural place. And then for the Just Stop Oil people to spray it with this really disgusting orange paint. And it's powder, blah, 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 like I said earlier. But it's really upset me, to be honest, because I just think to myself that, okay, they go after aeroplanes and things like that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand that because it's like, yeah, that's chemicals going into the atmosphere and blah, 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 But to use a landmark, which is not only beloved, but also is natural, to actually do the demonstration on has really pissed me off, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. James, have you got an opinion about this one, or...?
I couldn't possibly comment.
No,
I'm doing
don't.
That just to annoy, annoy Gemma.
I know.
I get... So, obviously, the logic behind why they've done it is the fact that it creates lots of press for them and media and etc. But I remember at the time I thought, so... They've targeted a structure that is stone. It's generally not something that's been created through, someone, producing things that are going to damage the environment. It's been there an awful long time. But obviously they do it to try and get as much press coverage as they can. I personally watch with some amusement what they do because, sticking things on, say, the portrait of King Charles III, fair enough. It's not really, to me, really doing anything other than creating an inconvenience to people. But, when they're damaging historic portraits and things, I get that they're doing it to try and further their cause and get press coverage, but really, they're not maybe better ways of going about and doing these things. I mean, I was slightly amused to see somebody who probably from like the National Trust who seemed to almost rugby tackle one of the people.
That, to be honest, if it happens to be that nobody's seen this video, which I know pretty much everyone probably in the UK has seen it, that is impressive work for the people who actually work at Stonehenge. They were, like one lady was screaming, this man was coming along and was just like, right, I'm gonna get you, and throwing these people on the floor, just what they deserve.
I mean, they do want the media coverage, I understand that, and okay, maybe trying to stop traffic. I'm not saying I agree with it, but they're trying to stop traffic. It gets them in the media. Okay, so you could argue, I guess, that artwork, there's some oil involved in that at some point. I don't agree with defacing the artwork, but they're doing that. But then when they went after Stonehenge, I was like, yeah, okay, it's got your media interest, but really? Does this really chime with your message?
Yeah, I was going to say, because it literally goes against their cause, doesn't it? Because it's something natural. So they're literally going against what they're actually trying to stand for. Which, yeah, I probably can't understand it, to be honest, because I've not got that much passion about these sort of areas. And it's also like it was just before the summer solstice as well.
Mm-hmm. But again, for them, that will make sense because it will create a huge potential inconvenience for people. Yeah. And again, their big push is just to get themselves in the media. So I do understand it. I totally understand why they've done it on that front. I just find the idea of actually attacking Stonehenge, it's enraged you. It's slightly amused and confused me.
Yeah. I just think because it's such a special place, it's like for all the, for the religious side of things, I think it's so
Gemma,
special.
Are you admitting you're a druid?
No.
Admitting you're a druid now?
You know what? Out of all of the religions, I probably would go that route. Or, like pagan or whatever, but I'm not. But, I tell you what, the first spell I'll be putting on is... James.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. I'm starting to think you might have put a spell on me anyway, this constant coughing.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, actually, I probably wouldn't because I think you suffer enough anyway. It's just such a special place, and it's so, like there's mystery behind it and all that, and I just think it's such a lovely place, and you can see it from miles. Obviously, if you're sort of driving, you can't see it from where you live, but you can see it if you're driving to like Salisbury, which is where it's near, and just to deface it, it's really pissed me off. I've kind of calmed down a bit now, as you can probably tell.
She hasn't, lies. She's still pissed off.
No, I am.
She's still really pissed off.
Yeah. Well, I did do a bit of Googling, and apparently the paint has come off, so that's good. That's good news, at least.
Because it's always like a powdery thing that's they threw, isn't it? I think some sort of powdery substance when they do these kind of things. So
yeah. But then it's like, with regards to the rules of Stonehenge, if we're going to go in, well, we are going to go into that because I'm going that way. you can't even touch them because they're so because they're so protected, because they're English heritage, just in case, again, we might have international listeners who...
Come on, false teeth in, Gem.
Yeah. I need to take them out, I think, James. That's the problem. Definitely the heat is affecting my head today. Yeah, so like any international listeners, it's protected under the English heritage. I think there's a rule that you can't touch them. But also, I think it's because they're quite porous as well. Mm-hmm. So they could have potentially soaked in the paint, and they were like, the protesters were like, well, it's all right, it'll come off when it rains. And I can't remember if I've actually said that already or not, or just thought it.
Yeah, you mentioned it, said that. But the thing is, Gemma, that you were doing, by us discussing this, we give them exactly what they want, which is we're discussing what they've done. And that's why they've done it. So whether you follow, I'm sure we'll have listeners who think they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. We'll have listeners who think they're the biggest inconvenience in the world. But we're discussing them, so we are giving them the air they wish to have.
Yeah, and it was my idea. So thanks, James. But no, but what I was going to tag on to the fact that, it'll wash off in the rain. It hasn't rained since, has it?
No, it hasn't really, actually.
No. So some poor bugger out there has had to get a ladder, some soapy water or whatever they need to use and scrub them off. But at least the people have been arrested, so I'm happy. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. Rant over.
That's probably like an entire month's worth of rage gone for you. Quids in.
This is also another reason why I'm not recording for a couple of episodes. I won't have Codswallop or energy for Codswallop.
So angry.
Yeah. That was me turning into Gem Hulk then. There we go, James. You said you have no Codswallop. So how are we going to fill the next... Well, we're only going to do a short episode because it's so hot.
I can tell you something that's kind of Codswallop, but it doesn't link to me. So it's interesting. This is somebody I know this happened to. So they get in the car and every light known to man that tells you something is broken is going off. So it's like Christmas tree land.
Is it my car?
I think it could be even more scary than when your stuff lights up. But like all the things that come on about ABS and parking itself and all this, the parking itself thing not working properly and handbrakey stuff and all the stuff you don't want to see lighting up on a car. Mm-hmm. And when it goes into the garage, and when it's resolved, it is caused by a damage to a sensor. One sensor. It's amazing to think one sensor can throw everything into chaos.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the strangest thing, isn't it? So when I heard this had happened, and I did some research with the person, and one sensor. Now, it's not bad. The sensor itself and all the thing isn't horrendously expensive to replace, but it's amazing to see as cars get more and more technologically advanced, one little thing can throw them off. Because the sensor, in a sense, is...
The sensor in a sense.
Yeah. But... The best way to describe it, I think, why it sends a car kablooey is that it's like sending somebody into a room that's dark or very, very, very poor lighting with one eye covered and one hand tied behind the back and say, right, find your way out of there.
Yes. Or doing like, I don't know if you've ever watched it, but there's a program called, I can't remember exactly what it's called actually because I don't watch it, but it's something SAS.
Oh, like the SAS training kind of thing. I've heard of it. I know what it is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit like those things, really. When you're thrown in at the deep end sort of thing, and you have to get yourself out of the situation.
But as Lyndon, my friend Lyndon, put it when I discussed this with him, he said cars are a wonderful thing when they work, and the biggest pain in the ass when they don't.
They really are, and it's the most expensive freedom ever, as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's very true. Very true. And I'm just going to take my hat off mentioning Lyndon. Lyndon and Jen came to see me, and Lyndon's got a wonderful convertible. Excellent car. Good choice, Lyndon.
Oh, what kind of car?
It is a Peugeot. I don't know what it is, some sort of Peugeot, but one of the convertibles with a hardtop. Very swish.
Ooh, nice. What colour was it?
Like a silvery blue, I think.
Ooh, even nice.
No, silver. More of a silvery colour. But pretty cool.
I had to ask the female questions there.
I was going to say, it's the ultimate ladies' question. What colour is it?
Yes, exactly.
What sort of car have you got? I don't know, brown one.
Oh, why would anyone want a brown one in these day and ages?
I've only, do you know, brown cars are obscene, and I've only ever, and this is probably 2-3 years ago, ever seen a kind of bronzy, brownie coloured car. Ooh. And it's obviously, it didn't look terrible. It was one of these big Bentley SUVs. So somebody with a lot of money has gone, I'm having that colour.
Yeah, fair enough. Rather
Maybe
not.
it's a flashback to the 70s, because brown cars were around in the 70s.
Yeah, I think the only family car that we ever had that was brown was a Triumph.
Oh, you had a Triumph. Interesting.
Yeah, my dad did.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
He used to love that car. And then he gave it to my brother for his 18th, so that shows how long ago that was. Well, my brother's 52 this year, so that shows how long ago that was. And and unfortunately my brother crashed it. So because
I'm not laughing, because I know somebody else who had a Triumph and crashed it. So
yeah, no, it was an unfortunate thing, but he was excited, obviously, to be sort of driving, and you know what you're like when you first start driving, you just think that you're God's gift to the road, don't you? But and the world. But yeah, unfortunately, he it's actually quite funny.
Go on. I'm intrigued.
He doesn't listen to the podcast, but he was actually trying to pull out of the estate. He was at the the junction. I couldn't think what the word was. The junction to sort of turn left or right, whichever way he was going. And he didn't even get out the estate before he had a car crash. It wasn't major, but you know, it was still like, oh, bless him.
It's a bit like when I always remember when the most scary thing for driving when I first learned to drive was driving in the dark on your own.
Yeah, no, definitely. And especially as I wear glasses as well. So now you've got the bonus of having like the tint put on the glasses so that the lights don't affect you. But yeah, having the glare of the lights bouncing off your glasses as well is really horrible.
Driving blind.
It is a bit like driving blind. But also, just to even it out, in case my brother does listen, I also, a couple of cars ago, this was again when I was around the same age really, was, 21, let's say, 22, got this car and I loved it. And I think it was my second car because the first one I really hated. Me and my dad were driving home in it and I was driving. And he was just about to say to me, "You've done a really good job." And then that's where it goes wrong. Yeah, and then I accidentally clipped the wing mirror against a car that was sort of parked, because I didn't leave enough space, sort of like driving round. And oh my God, I was like gutted because I was like, oh, the wing mirror managed to be put back on properly. It was all good and there was no damage to the other car either. But I was just like, I'd managed to drive like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. I was 2 minutes from getting home, and I was like, bollocks. And
see, that's the interesting thing. You were close to home, and they always say the majority of accidents are like to happen when you're closer to home, because you start thinking about, oh, yeah, I'm going to be home soon. It's fine. Your attention kind of goes, and that's when things happen.
Or you're desperate for a wee. That's often the case as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember when I was driving to Liverpool a bit ago, I was leaving my house here, and I think I got maybe say half an hour down the road. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the loo, and I went to McDonald's, went to the loo, grabbed a drink, carried on, and I was thinking, and of course when I got to Liverpool, funnily enough, I needed the loo desperately again then, so I thought, thank God I didn't think, I'll keep going, it'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I definitely can't do that anyway. There's certain tablets that I take for diabetes that if I need to go to the toilet, I have to go to the toilet. So, yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
But you didn't think you'd be listening to this, did you, Tadpoles? Driving and toilet usage.
Toilet talk again by Talking Codswallop. Oh dear. So James, as I said, we're going to have a bit of a shorter episode this week, mainly because it's the heat and we're both a little bit tired because of the heat. But anyway, James has brought a story of the week to the episode. So I thought, let's finish off with a story of the week and then close the doors.
Well, interestingly, I didn't have any Codswallop. Gemma used her unbelievable rage levels for probably both of us. But this story I found might get me annoyed.
Oh, good.
So, a man thinks he spotted Michael Jackson in a cake.
Do you know what? When you said that it might get you angry, I had a feeling it was going to be something food related and a picture of someone. Because it's that and spelling mistakes that really gets your goat.
Yeah. So a man is convinced he spotted the face of Michael Jackson staring back at him from a chocolate cake. So John let's hope I get his name right, Kazimpan from Ormoc, southeast of Milan in the Philippines, was tucking into the creamy dessert when he made the discovery. The singer's face, circled below, could be seen in the cream, he said, while the hair, eyes and nose is the chocolate. I've seen this.
Does it look like him?
I'll tell you in a minute. So the kitchen worker posted the photo online, and several people agreed the sweet treat did bear resemblance to the late King of Pop. Adriana Holyfield said, "I see MJ in Thriller." Rod Mulders said, "I'm waiting for the cake to say he." And I'm looking at it, and it looks nothing like it. It just looks like a weird bit of cake. It looks, to me, I really can't say that it looks like Michael. I'm looking at Michael Jackson's picture below it. I don't see it. It looks like, more of an owl or something. Oh, here's an idea, and this is really out there, and Tadpoles, it's going to blow their mind.
Okay.
When I come with this one. It's just a cake.
What I was going to say and add to it as well was, I hope it's not a child's cake.
But Jennifer Johnson-Vogel spotted the outline of the artist in black paint flaking off the concrete block at the bottom of the post. What? Come on, Metro, at least put a coherent article together. What the hell? It doesn't even link to it. Jennifer from Cincinnati, Ohio posted the photo online and said, "Please tell me someone else sees Michael Jackson, the light pole base." What? There's no picture of the light pole base.
I think you need to send this picture across to me so I can definitely use it towards the episode, advertising.
I can't even really see a face in it. I mean,
I'm gonna Google it.
I'm trying to be charitable, looking at it, and I mean you can sort of see some kind of facial thing, but it doesn't really look like Michael Jackson. All the icing makes me think of is like, to be honest, like a filler for a wall. I don't see the guy from Thriller. I see filler.
What was it? A cake, wasn't it?
Yeah, Michael Jackson spotted in a cake.
Michael Jackson spotted in a cake.
The world is a very strange place, but I mean, this is harmless, so it's actually more charitable.
Yeah, exactly. No, my God. It looks like, you're right. It looks like an owl.
Yeah.
Or a cat, maybe.
Yes. Oh, here's an idea. A cake.
Oh, there's an idea. A cake. It definitely is not Michael Jackson. I mean, it's white.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if it was Michael Jackson, I'd be more concerned why he has no eyes.
Well, he has. It's the two little round bits that are the eyes.
I mean, the very cynical part of me thinks that this has been, they've tried to make this look like something.
Yeah.
They might have like stuck things to it, but I'm more disappointed by the fact that Metro has published something like this. Food stuff always just pisses me off beyond belief. So it's like, guys, gals, whatever, it's food.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not Elvis, it's not Jesus, it's not Michael Jackson, it's not, I don't know,
Mother Teresa.
Eminem, Mother Teresa. It's not, Princess Diana. It's a piece of food.
Yeah, so just get it down your neck. Shut up. Yeah. Yeah. Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah. Weird Al, to be fair, it looks more like Weird Al Yankovic when he's doing parodies of Michael Jackson than Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no, definitely. Oh, dear. Well, this episode started a little bit on the side, and now we're going har, har, har. So I think we've done well, James.
I think we've done very well.
Yeah. If you've got this far, Salty Tapples, thank you for listening to me rant.
Well done.
I was annoyed by it, so I am pleased that I've managed to say my piece. Sorry if anyone got offended by it, but, that's it. Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Yep, I mean, it's not going to bring my melted phone back from your rage, but, count with them all.
No, I'll send you a new one in the post. God. And a webcam. Okay. Yep. There you go. Make up for it.
Absolutely.
Well, I think I've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I have been James.
And I noticed that I said I've instead of we've. So I'm going to do that. I won't do that again, actually. I was going to say I'll do it again, but I've been talking enough Codswallop. James didn't actually bring any Codswallop apart from well, he did slightly.
Okay. Kind of, yeah. The cake.
Oh, yeah. All right. We've been talking enough Codswallop this week then. I have been Gemma.
I've been James.
You have. You still are. So bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.